Okay, so hopefully you have a canvas set up something like this, and you've imported the picture and saved it from our course, and so you have something to work from. It's always a good idea when you're first starting something new to have an idea of what you're trying to create. If you haven't got this set up and looking like this now, pause the video and start. Go and get this. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw out a rectangle. Now, on this left hand side on your tools, there's the rectangle tool. There's a little arrow, so you click and you hold with the left mouse button. Click and hold to bring up. You can let go of the mouse button now actually once it's up, to bring up the inbuilt shapes, and we want a rounded rectangle. Okay, now please do pause these videos as I'm going through, as you're working through them, and do it as I go. I'm not expecting you to remember everything. Okay, so we have a black rectangle. Now yours might have come up as a different colour. Now down at the bottom you've got the properties, and in the previous tutorial the properties was just showing the canvas because that's what we were clicked on. Now this black select tool, it's called the pointer tool, when this is what you use to click on things, and when you have something selected you can see its properties in the properties inspector at the bottom. So this is the width and the height of the rectangle, its position on the stage, the colour of it, whether it's a solid colour or it's a gradient or it has a pattern in it, those sort of things. Okay, this is the stroke, so the colour on the outside of it, which I don't want to be red. But while we're looking at colours, if you don't want any colour at all, you want this transparent button here, which is the white with the red cross on it, right with the right slash through it. This is the transparency slider, which we will come to later on. We won't go through absolutely everything. Okay, so I want this at the moment. I'm going to try and make this grey area, the grey area. Okay, so looking at the colour, now I can pick a colour from here. I can also go to this little colour picker here, which I can then choose the absolute perfect colour that I'm looking for, and once I've chosen it I can add it to custom colours and click OK like that. So setting up my colour, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat a little bit, because it's not cheating, it's what one of the things Fireworks does, is I'm going to go up here to Window and I'm going to go to Styles, and it should pop up on the right hand side, Styles, say Current Document, okay, something like that. And if we go to Chrome Styles, you'll see that we have some 3D inbuilt styles. Now that one looks quite good to me. I'm going to leave mine like that at the moment. So you can investigate these at your leisure, but essentially I'm looking to make this silver rim. So I'm going to leave that like that for now. I'm just going to get rid of the styles. And then we're going to take a black rectangle. Now because I know it's going to be black, I can set the colour before I draw it if I want to, and I'm going to draw this inside. Now I'm not going to get it perfectly right first time, so I've got my black arrow so I can move it around, and I can use the arrow keys as well on the keyboard to move it around. And to adjust the height and the width, you can get hold of these little blue and lift it up. But to get it, if you want to get it even more precise, then you can use the height and width tool, so we can just nudge it up and down till we get there what we want. Okay, so I think you'll agree that already we're making quite a lot of progress. So before we finish this section of the tutorial, I just want to show you, we've got this light here, we've got this they've given it's a sort of gradient effect to make it look like the light is hitting it. So let's do something similar to that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the black rectangle that we've got. Now you can use Control-C just like in other programs, or if you prefer doing it the right click or the menu method, copy in Fireworks is hidden under Edit. So I'm going to copy it and then I'm going to paste it. So it's under Edit again, Edit and Paste, and you can see Control-V. And what Fireworks does is it actually copies it on top of each other. Actually, if I just close that down and just introduce you to the Layers window, we will see in our Layers window we can can see that we have one layer at the bottom which holds our picture. Then we've got our silver grey rectangle, and then we've got two black rectangles, one on top of the other. So the layers, you'll get to know all of these things, but they're useful to point out to you now. Now what we want to do with this actually is we want to cut this rectangle along there, so that we can create a little bit of so it looks like light. Now what we need to do for that is we need to actually pick up the white arrow. Now what the white arrow does is it allows you to select the individual points within the shape. And once I've used the white arrow to select my shape, then the knife will appear. When I say it appears, it doesn't actually appear. When I've got the black arrow selected my rectangle, the knife is greyed out because I can't cut this as it is. But with the white arrow sub-selecting the points of the rectangle, the knife appears. And now if you grab the knife, and you can start out here, you just drag it across where you want it to go. And what will have happened with the white arrow again, you will have, there you go, can you see that? You will have two, there you go, two, in fact I don't need that section, so I'll perhaps delete that section. So I've just got, I don't think I did want to do that after all. I want that section, that's it. So let's just move it into place. So with that section selected, so you can just see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of that top half of the rectangle selected, instead of having a solid colour, we'll have a gradient, and we'll have it a linear gradient, and you'll probably find that it automatically gives you black and white, which is what we want. But what we don't want is it to look so obvious like that, so we're going to use the transparency slider just to adjust it. Now you'll just have to make your own decision as to where you want it to be, okay, and how well you've done it. You can always do it again if you're not happy, but just drag that down a little bit. So that's how you can get that set up like that. So that's where you need to be before you come back for the third tutorial.